I woke up one morning and there were construction workers on my lawn. No warning, no notice, just drills, cement, and strangers building a sidewalk across my property. I asked who sent them. They said the HOA, the same HOA that swore they had no plans near my lot. What happened next turned my peaceful neighborhood into a war zone, and it might happen to you too. So yeah, the HOA decided to build a sidewalk on my property, without permission, without warning. Here's how this all spiraled into one of the most stressful battles I've ever faced. It all started on a quiet Wednesday morning. I stepped out with my coffee, expecting the usual peace. But instead, I saw construction tape across my yard. Trucks lined the street. Workers were unloading bags of cement, digging, measuring, pouring. I approached one of them and said, "What's going on here?" He pointed to a clipboard and said, "We're installing a community sidewalk. Orders from the HOA." My jaw dropped. My yard, not the common area, my land was being torn up. I immediately called the HOA office. No answer. Left 3 voicemails. Finally, around noon, I got a call back. "Oh yes, that's part of the Phase 3 community upgrade," they said casually. I told them, "You're trespassing. That's private property." Their response? "Our plans show that section as common use easement." But I checked my deed, pulled the survey map, double-checked with the county. It was mine, 100% privately owned. No easement, no HOA jurisdiction. That evening, I emailed them with proof, documents, property lines, photos. No apology. Instead, they responded with legal jargon, saying their board had already approved the project. The next morning, the workers were back, digging deeper, ignoring me completely. So I did what I had to. I called the police. The officers arrived, reviewed my paperwork, and agreed. It was my property. But here's the twist. They said they couldn't force the workers to leave because it was a civil issue, not criminal trespassing, unless I sued the HOA. So I had 2 choices, either let the HOA get away with it or lawyer up. I hired an attorney. We sent a cease and desist letter to the HOA within 24 hours. That got their attention. Suddenly, their tone changed. They asked to reassess the easement issue. But it was too late. I filed for damages, for trespassing, for property destruction, for emotional distress. The case dragged for 6 months. The HOA tried everything. They blamed the construction company, the surveyor, even claimed I was misinterpreting my deed. But my case was solid. Eventually, under pressure, they settled. They agreed to remove the sidewalk and pay for repairs, but the damage was done. I lost trees, topsoil, and half a year of peace, and I had to fight tooth and nail for what was already mine. And the worst part? They never apologized. Just a check in the mail, and silence. This isn't just my story. It could be yours. HOAs often act like they own everything, but you have rights. Know your property lines, know your legal documents, and never, ever assume the HOA will act in your best interest. Because sometimes, the real war zone isn't across the world. It's right outside your front door. Got a crazy HOA story? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because the war zone isn't over yet.